Hello guys, it's me here, Pooh Bear 253. It is Monday morning. It is 9:24 here in Louisiana, Baton Rouge anyway. And I'm here to have a little discussion. A topic came up and I just decided I wanted to discuss it. And the title of this video is Right or Wrong, Prototypes Before People. So this is what I want to chat about. So it kind of sparked, I have a friend in the community that's going through something where she's getting accustomed through an artist, and during the time of her getting her custom done, the artist received the opportunity to do a prototype, and the artist is trying to juggle prototypes and her baby and kind of putting her baby on the back burner to do a prototype. And I also saw a Facebook post very, an artist that a lot of people like, she posted, basically that she wasn't, once I say it, you guys got to know who I'm talking about, but, whatever, I don't want to say any names, but anyway, I'm just chatting. So, saying how, she's lost the passion for doing it, after, I'm trying to remember exactly what she said, like, after she does these last few customs, she's done because it's not fun for her anymore, and people are not understanding and not patient when life situations come up, and she actually put an example, like, say if they got a prototype or something like that. And I'm sorry, but from a collector's point of view, I just don't think that's right. I can understand life situations come up, that I can understand, but for you to put a paying customer's baby on the back burner because you want to do a prototype, I'm sorry, but I don't feel that is right. And I actually want to just get a dialogue going. If anybody wants to tag, pick up, or, chat about how they feel about the situation, please feel free. We are all people. We're all humans. And, and like I say, and she was, I think, someone else was saying how, I just because I'm an artist, I don't work 7 days a week, all day. They don't work 24/7 and 365 days. She was saying how she has holidays. I'm like, you guys know who I'm talking about, Jackie and Stephanie. Whatever. Like, what I'm talking about. They posted it on Facebook, and that I could understand that. She said, I have, jokingly, I have all holidays off, and like I said, I can understand that. And to me, and I just want to kind of put my 2 cents in on something. If you take something that you're passionate about and basically turn it into a job, anybody would lose their passion for it. Like artists that paint because they want to and they love it, I feel that comes out more I feel their work comes out more genuine and whatnot. But if you're painting as far as income goes, I feel that the passion for it will dwindle after a while. That's just my personal opinion, because you can tell the difference between someone, doing something they love and doing something that they're obligated to do. I guess I'm kind of trying to, because I didn't rehearse what I was going to say. I just wanted to chat about it because I just was wondering how anybody else would feel about this, because I know a friend of mine is going through this. She's been put on the back burner before for a prototype, and artists see things differently, because doing prototypes, that's supposedly a big thing. Like, I really wonder, what is the big deal about doing prototypes? What is it? Just your recognition of doing the first one, the fact that they chose you to do their baby, the fact that, I don't know, and that's something else I wondered, like, when they give you the prototype, like, this is a question for artists, like, I'm pretty sure it may be different for other people, but like, when you do a prototype and they send you the kit, like, you paint it, you post it, or whatever, like, and who gets the money, like, when you sell it? Like, do you share it with the artist, with the sculptor, or do you get all of the money? Or, I don't know, is it kickbacks? Like, if once you reborn it, you have to, like, push my kit or something, or display my kit, or promote my babies or something. I just was wondering, like, what is the big deal about the prototypes, and the fact that paying customers get put on the back burner for it? And like I said, I'm not saying all artists do that. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an artist. But I just read the comment on Facebook, and she was saying, like, reborn mommies or customers need to be, it would be so much nicer if they were more patient and more understanding, when life situations come up, or if a prototype comes up. Now, when the prototype one came up, when that was used as an example, I'm sorry, I don't agree. I do not agree with that. I can understand, here is the example. All right, I have two examples. One I'm okay with, one I'm not. First example, okay, you agree to do my custom. Okay, I pay you half the money or whatever, you have the kit, you're working on it. In between that time, an opportunity for a prototype comes your way. And basically, you may tell me or may not tell me, but say some time has gone by, I'm like, hey, I haven't gotten any work in progress, or, if a long time has gone by and I hadn't received anything, what's going on? You said the baby was going to be done by this day, or say the date that you said the baby was going to be done by has come and gone, and I haven't heard anything. And then, they respond, oh, hey, I have this prototype I'm trying to do, and your baby too, and, I'm only human, I'm doing the best that I can, blah, blah, blah. And you're just sitting there like, okay, well, obviously my money isn't good enough. Like, people, we pay our money, like, to get a product in a timely fashion. And me and Yvonne was talking about that. It almost kind of it's almost kind of coming down to, you almost have to have a contract or something with your artist, saying, like, this is the time frame the baby's going to be done, blah, blah, blah. And if it's not done in that time frame, some compensation needs to be, we need to work out something. But like I say, these are goods just like anything else. And if there is a time frame for certain things, or, if there is no time frame that has been agreed upon, I guess it's kind of just willy-nilly, just kind of all up in the air. And I guess that's kind of why communication is very important or whatnot, because, I'm pretty patient. And like I say, this situation has absolutely nothing to do with me. I've never had a situation where I was sitting and waiting for a baby for months upon months, close to a year type of thing. I've never been through that, so I can't really speak on that. But I'm just speaking from the perspective of a friend of mine, and just kind of, how she's feeling, and I'm kind of putting myself in her shoes to kind of see how I would feel, because I haven't been through that. So, and I would feel pretty crappy. Honestly, I would feel kind of like, well, I'm not important. Well, I guess my money isn't important, or, my time isn't important, or my baby wasn't important. I honestly don't feel that that's very professional to take somebody's money, and you're doing their custom or whatever, and to put them on the back burner because a prototype came your way. I don't think that that's right. I don't think it's professional, and I just don't think that's right. So I'm guessing, like, if you want to be free to do whatever you want, like I say, it's just going to have to come down to the point where they're just, nobody doing customs anymore, because, I don't know, people can't get along, people can't come to agreements on time frames and, things like that. I always consider myself an easy customer. I pick out the kit, tell my artist basically what I want. I'm like, I just want a beautiful baby. I have never been the one to nag my artist, hey, I need some work in progress pictures. That's just not me, because I feel that artists need room and space to create, because I feel if you're constantly there nagging them to saying hurry up, they're just going to throw something together just so you shut up. So I feel that, let the artist create, and also artist also needs to be understanding of us too, waiting on our babies. We are excited about our babies and things like that. But but like I said, if you're a paying customer, you deserve the respect and and just the common decency of at least talking to the artist should at least talk to you. Like, say, if a prototype came up, hey, this prototype came up, is really important to me, I would really like to do, would you mind, I will compensate you. Would you mind if I pause on your baby and do this prototype, and I will compensate you with, a discount or extra goodies in the box, or something like that. Compensate people for, at least compensate them for their time, especially where something came up that was not in their control. They had nothing to do with it. So and then get an agreement with your customer. If they agree, yes. If not, hey, either we're refunding some money, or like if they say, hey, well, I can't wait. Okay, well, we're going to have to refund money or do something like that. But I just don't think it's right just to throw somebody on the back burner without telling them that, hey, I got this prototype I want to do, blah, blah, blah. And let's see, I wanted to say something else. I can't remember. But it's something else I want to talk about, but I was trying to see if I was done with this thought yet. But that I just wanted to hear anybody else's thoughts on this. I'm guessing, it's two sides. Like, it's the artist side and the consumer, the us, the buyers, the mommies, the reborn mommy side. So I'm pretty sure artists would feel one way and we would feel another way, because for them doing a prototype, that's recognition of their work. That's saying, hey, you're top notch. I want you to do my first baby. That's, hey, that's bragging rights for them. And on the other hand, for us, like, it doesn't affect us, besides the fact that if you're working on my custom, my baby gets thrown to the wayside. So, it's just kind of that. But I feel that it's not professional unless you get an agreement with your customer beforehand, before you accept the prototype. And like I say, it's sad, but hey, if artists want to be free to do what they want and get whatever when they want, just don't accept customs, I mean, it's kind of sad, but I mean, that would be the only way so that you don't have customers waiting on you while you complete prototypes or, or whatever. And that was what else I was saying. To me, I feel when you turn, like I had already said it can be strenuous on you if something you did first for fun and it turned into a job. Anybody would kind of lose their passion for it because, like, it's Monday right now, and I took the day off of work because, like I say, work, a lot of the time it's not fun. That's why they call it work. And sometimes you need a break from work, you know. Just, the same thing for artists. Like I said, they need breaks too. And like I said, I don't know some of the things that some reborn mommies demand. And, I'm pretty sure there are some out there that are very demanding. Like, hey, I need a picture every day, or I need this baby done at this date, this time, no later than da 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 da. And my thing is, if you have an artist like that, not an artist, if you have a customer like that, I feel you have the right to refuse services if you see that a person is going to be a problem. And I think Lexi spoke about that once. I think she had said, like, hey, I know you're going to be an issue. Let me just refund you your money right now and find another artist. I feel that if this goes out to artists, if you feel that a customer is going to cause you too much headache and it's not worth the money, and hey, I'm just going to be real with you. If you see out the gate that this person, okay, hey, this person is kind of wackos, she's just been completely realistic with time frames and very demanding, like, and if it gets to the point where, hey, they're just being crazy, refund their money and say, hey, you know what, I don't have to deal with this. I'll send you your kickback, I'll send you your money back, and guess what, you can find somebody else if I'm not pleasing you. Because I'm pretty sure there's got to be, for the fact that all these artists out there are saying, hey, I'm not doing customs anymore, it's not worth it. They have to be some pretty rough reborn mommies, the pretty demanding reborn mommies out there for everybody to just, not doing customs anymore. Forget it. I'm done. And I'm pretty sure for as far as artists, that's got to, mess up your creative juices. An artist needs to create. That's why they're artists. Like, artists create. Artists don't like to be told what to do. Artists like to create. So basically, you're kind of almost setting yourself up for failure doing customs. Really, to me, that's how I feel, because I feel that artists is that they create art, and they create the art, and they are inspired by whatever is going on in their life or loved ones or whatever, and you're inspired and you create. That's what artists do. So doing a custom kind of takes the creativity from the artist, and that would kind of, I don't know, almost cripple the artist to the fact where it's like, I'm not really creating anymore. I'm just, hey, they want this hair there, this mold there, they want this there. Like, I'm just just a conveyor belt almost. Like, I could understand you losing your passion for something when you're just being dictated to the whole time. And like I say, sometimes you probably have really nice customers. Sometimes you probably have really crappy customers that are not understanding at all and just demanding and irritating and calling and texting every other day, demanding pictures and updates and stuff. And I feel that if you do that as a customer, you're gonna have a crappy baby. That's just how I feel. And I can understand some customers know, reborn mamas know exactly what they want, and they know, You know, if you've been in the community a while, you know what you want, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. You know, just put it all up front, what you want, and, you know, just all in one little email. I want this, that, this, you know, and I still say leave the artist some room to create something, because that's what they love to do. That's why they are doing it, because they love to create. So give the artist the freedom to create something. You know, with Annalie, you know, I said I wanted her to have beauty marks like me. And, you know, I said a certain skin tone, and, you know, that's it. You know, and I said the eyes I wanted, and the artist just did what she wanted, and when she was done, she was done. So, and like I said, I just never had issues where I had an artist that didn't give me work in progress or didn't deliver when they said they was going to. And like I said, I've never really had an artist where we actually had a time frame. It was like, okay, this is the baby, here's half the money. You know, that's why I always do half. You know, that's why I would never pay all, because I feel like if you pay all the money, like, well, they got their money, so they could just lollygag, you know. So I feel like if you pay half, you know, they're going to want the other half, so they're going to want to be finished so that they can get the rest of their money. So that's how I do. If I did a custom, you know, I'd always do half, you know, I'd never pay all of it. And the other point I wanted to make is with the prototypes, and basically the same people doing prototypes over and over again. There are so many artists out there that deserve a chance to have their work shown and let their work shine through. And I think somebody had talked about this before, and, you know, everybody knows Sylvia. You know, she does prototypes, you know, for Bountiful Baby. I'm pretty sure she does them. Like I said, if a new Realborn's coming out, you can bet your bottom dollar Sylvia's going to be doing the prototype. It's like, I'm sorry. Yes, you know, Sylvia does beautiful work. You know, the pictures and the way she photographed her baby, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and such. I'm just speaking my mind from, like, I don't want to say that this is what all her work looks like, but from the doll show, from the work that I saw of her babies, I wasn't impressed, to be quite honest with you. But obviously somebody likes it, and I don't know if that's what all of her work looks like, but in person, to me, at the doll show, the babies, those babies that she had, those Realborns that she done, I was not impressed at all. I was like, that doesn't really look like the photos. But anyway, I'm not here to, you know, bash or anything. Like I say, that was just one example of her work that I saw personally in the flesh, and I personally wasn't impressed with it. But anyway, moving on to my point, I was saying how, you know, you just see the prototype from the same people over and over. It just gets kind of boring. Like, hello, to me, if I were a sculptor, I would try to seek out, you know, a diamond in the rough or something to give them a chance to shine and just to get some diversity going on. You know, the same people doing the prototypes over and over, to me, it's just boring. I don't know. That's just me. You know, if it's a prototype, you know, it's going to be Kate Charles or Sylvia. I'm pretty sure some other people. And this other thing is like LMDL, some LD something, is big bold letters. Like I say, I'm not the type of reborn mommy that is up to date on all the artists and all the kids. You know, I can't name all the kids. I'm just really don't have that much time to dedicate to my hobby, to learning all the artists. And I know like Jackie and Stephanie do a good bit of prototypes. I know Yogi has done one. I don't know if she's done another one, but I do know of one that she did. But I just feel that spread the wealth around. I mean, if I was Sylvia, I'd be tired of doing prototypes. I mean, she just does prototypes every day. Like, seriously. Anyway, but that was my 2 cents about that. What do you think? Right or wrong, prototype before people, I feel it's wrong unless you come to an agreement with your customer who is paying their hard-earned money for a service from you. I mean, and what do you think, ladies? Like, customs or just paint for passion? I feel, for the most part, like I said, unless you're the type of person that can take criticisms, unless you are the type of person that is, you have to have really good customer service. And like I say, when you are supplying a product for the public, like I say, you have to adhere to certain guidelines, I feel, if you want to be considered, and if you want, your business to grow. Like you say, some customers aren't going to be nice. And, and like I say, but you, as this art form, you have the right to refuse services. Like, if somebody's being a jackhole, refund them their money and be done with it. If you feel it's going to stress you too much, just be done with it. It's not worth the stress. Like I say, you have to have good customer service. You have to have communication. You have to communicate with your customers. Like, let them know what's going on. Hey, I got the kit. Hey, I'm doing this. It doesn't have to be a picture all the time, but update your customer at least weekly, and let them know what's going on. If something comes up in your life, let them know immediately that this is coming up. Hey, I'm going to need a little more time, if you can understand. And like I say, also, artists, you have to understand that it's also not the customer's fault that you are having issues in your life or a prototype come up. It's not their fault that stuff came up in your life. And if it does, don't be mad at them because they're still expecting their baby. But to me, still, like I said, if you promise somebody something and you can't deliver, there needs to be some type of compensation. That's just how it works. Like, that's how you please your customers. Like I say, they are customers. They pay their money, and that's just the bottom line. Like I say, whatever the compensation is, whether it's a discount or whether it's extra goodies or whatever, some extra outfits in there or something, some freebies, you need to throw something out there to please your customers. Like I said, if you can't do that, like, you just have to do something within your means, I guess. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm just on here. This isn't fact. This is just my opinions. This is just me speaking on this issue that I felt was a good topic to talk about. And I just want to know anybody else's views or whatever. So like I said, everybody has an opinion. It's just like they say, just like a butthole. Everyone has one. Everyone has their opinion. And we don't have to agree. We don't have to kiss each other's butts. But I do feel that there is a certain amount of respect that needs to be there for other people's opinions and things like that. And like I said, I would like to know from an artist's point of view, like, where is their standpoint there. I also want to know, what is the big deal about the prototypes? Is it just simply bragging rights or whatever? I was just wondering about that. So you guys let me know what you think about this. As far as the prototypes, I'm wondering if it's like kickback type of thing. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. I let you do this prototype, you promote for me type of thing, and maybe some other people won't do that or something. Or it could be just being comfortable. The fact that Bountiful Babies may be just comfortable with Sylvia or whoever they send their prototypes to, and that would make it easier. Like, hey, I know you're going to do what I ask. I don't have to worry about this new person. But I still say diversify. Every now and then, I'm not saying every kid send it to somebody different. But, if you send 5 kits to Sylvia, Send one to somebody new, somebody different, just to get a fresh face or something. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. And like I say, my personal opinion is I think it's wrong to put a paying customer on the back burner for doing a prototype. That's my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. Do what you want with it. But if you would like to do a video, let me know you did one. You can title it the same title, or if you want to just comment below. But hey, let's chat about it. That's one good thing about this community. Like I said, we talk about things. It's good to have, like I said, not everybody's going to agree, but it's good to have debates and open dialogues. And, you know, you're not always going to agree. We're all different. We all have different goals and, you know, and I don't know, objectives to to do whatever. But that was just my 2 cents on it, and I just thought I would share. So that's it. I'm hungry. I'm about to go eat breakfast. Love you guys. Mwah. Peace. Bye-bye. Who knows when you're going to see this video, because it's 31 minutes long. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye-bye.